Yo, what is good, everybody? What is good, yo? Fairytale coming in with that friendship and love and peace. Ass whooping. Holy crap. I forgot how how crazy friendship these battles were, but at the same time, if you guys are either fresh off like what happened in the Tortoise arc, or if that's like the last thing you've seen, it makes a lot of sense why uh, this whole like Natsu punching a demon stuff seems pretty crazy. But if you haven't seen it, or I mean, for the people who have seen all the way up till now, I don't know why you would skip stuff and then get to this part of the series. But Natsu being able to do this is really not out of the norm. What he does against this giant demon, including with all of the anger and power he should have been acquiring throughout that whole entire span of time he was just missing like everyone else. I think this is finally the closest to peaking. And peaking is pretty like a rough estimate for this because with someone peaking out and using all their powers, in my opinion, that means they're gassed out. That means they're done for like, a day or two or a week if the narrator wants to go that far. Um, but to have him spend all of that energy and supposedly, come out with just he's standing there, he's not breathing hard. Granted, he was breathing hard when he first took out the guy that he had to break through all those mirrors, but I think that was just more or less because of the situation of him having to get there the way he had to. So, um, I mean, he was literally just had to push in place until it started to give way. So that would be definitely more taxing than just running in, top speed as quick as you can. Uh, I mean, he ran up a giant freaking sword, and after going up the sword, he then punches the demon not once, but twice, and ends him. And to put all of it into perspective, he literally looked like a human-sized ant on top, or like running along this thing's sword. Gets on his biceps and his arms, and he's still just running along, and the guy's trying to grab him and stuff. It looked like Saitama versus that really huge giant human that took like all the steroids and stuff. Um, but even it feels like that guy was probably not as big as this demon. So that's a little bit easier way for you to put that into perspective. So I honestly didn't expect this giant demon to be summoned like this, but I did expect it to get slapped around. Not one episode's type of slap, but it just honestly makes me want to, you know, really see where they're going to end the series. Show me how much they're going to go into within this final season. With seeing that we're going to get the whole probably backstory of Zeref after putting down one of his biggest branches, I guess, of people that were trying to uh, bring him to the real world, or at least summon him to where they were. It's safe to say now that we are either being shown that power because that's just how, powerful Natsu is. Like, that's close to his max, is he could take out a giant demon with one hit. And I think that's going to pay off in the sense of they have to now scale up to make the next battle even worth talking about. Because what if they now bring us into a battle where Natsu's getting beat up by a cat smaller than, Happy? That would never happen. I mean, it could, but if they did do it, it would be more of a gag or a joke. It wouldn't be something you could take seriously. Uh, and that's kind of what Fairy Tale I think is doing really well with this new approach, or at least this final approach that they're taking. Whenever you look at a villain or multiple villains that characters have fought, and then you go back to see, or you're going forward in the series, and then you come out and find out that the people that they fought in the next couple of episodes down the line were just trash compared to the to the person you first thought was super OP, you know. So um, if now they can somehow bring in the next fighter, which if they bring in Zeref, that would just go to show you how strong that demon truly was. I mean, they even had him doing the Madara, where Madara was popped out his perfect Susanoo and cut a mountain in half, like with one cut. This giant cut like three mountains with one swing, you know, or three mountain like tops off with one swing. I think that was their way of being like, oh, you think the perfect Susanoo's tough? This guy's even tougher. So it worked. It definitely was like, this is telling me that Natsu is taking out someone with two hits that is capable of cutting mountains down. Okay, mountains. I mean that almost sounds underwhelming compared to what some of the people he's already fought have tried to do or were capable of doing. So I think that's where Fairy Tale is still okay in my book. Is they actually give me a little bit of progression between who they fought then and who they fought now, and that's always a reminder that they like to put. I mean, even even the Shadow Dragon from the future coming back, it made like Natsu this super time traveling or like fate changing person all of a sudden because someone from the future told him, like this is going to happen unless maybe you stop it. And with Natsu even getting Gray to not have to, and I think he might have had to kill the cat, but it also doesn't seem like he ever would with how we saw him this week. Which I think was the perfect blend of like how could that have been a thing? Um, but what we don't know is Gray was definitely probably more influenced than he thought he was when it came down to him allowing the tattoo to be around him like that, instead of him actually keeping it like as you can see in this week and last, after he gets rid of it, he never really uses the dark part of his powers. Um, he really stuck with just the whole just normal ice make magic and stuff like that. So maybe there is an eternal struggle between him and the darkness still, which would be a good, another good narrative storytelling part. But also we got to remember that this season or this whole season started off with us being in a position where the Fairy Tale Wizards are all like sleeping under a chair talking about this could be their final battle with their final members, and Wendy not even being one of them. So uh, we're in for quite a treat with this show, and if you're someone that hates Fairy Tale, like I say in all my reviews, why are you watching? And not just my review, but why are you watching the actual show? If you actually can't stand it, like most people go around saying, they still, for some reason, watch it, but mind you, they can't stand it. So very interesting for people to literally watch something they hate, which I can't do it. So I mean, for some way somehow you guys can do it. I commend you for pushing through something that painful and watching it still. But for those who enjoy it, these videos more for you guys. I gave you my honest opinion. I'm not gonna try to do the popular opinion of Fairy Tale's trash and this episode was more trash. Let me explain the trash. Like I have no I have no agenda to make certain people happy when I just want to give my honest opinion about something. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And that's how you either get subs or you lose subs, you know? So, with all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for the support. I am sorry I say thank you in every one of my videos. If I get a comment saying, "Hey, don't say thank you anymore," I'll work on it, okay? But I can't wait to see where this channel can end up with all the support I'm getting as of lately, and just the views and you guys coming through and showing your support. That means the world to your boy. So I hope dropping 3 videos today helps show you guys that I am really trying to push forward on this channel and help you guys get some reviews and get your anime fixin'. So let me know down in the comments down below if you do hate or love Fairy Tale. Um, and if you do hate it or love it, I would love to hear why, because I may not be able to fight for a show that is doing things that they know they're doing that people might dislike, but at the same time, I could maybe open someone's eyes to a little bit of the more better things that they're trying to do in the show, like the scaling of having more and more stronger opponents for the people to go against compared to some shows that will make a weak opponent the next one after a very strong one. So with that, everybody, I will talk to you in the next one. And peace.